Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, classmate. This is the work of Group 3 with the title Media Skills to Assessing and Evaluating Media Literacy Skill. What are media skill? According to Booth, Hobbs, and Frost, 1994, media skill are the skill that students are able to possess with the media they use in class. Media skill are traits and abilities to create and convey marketing material on social media platforms to achieve a business goal. People who thrive in this position normally understand how social media platforms work, are creative, and enjoy creating written or visual content.
Approaches to Teaching Media Literacy. Kellner and Scher 2007 mentioned three approaches to teaching media literacy that would utilize media and pedagogical practice. The first approach to teaching media literacy is the media arts education approach. It tends to teach students to value the aesthetic qualities of media and the arts, while using their creativity for self-expression through creating arts and media. In media arts, students create a visual representation that communicate, challenge, and express their own and other ideas through multiple forms of media, including multimedia. This teach students how to communicate effectively and creatively using the new technologies of visual and auditory communication. And it has a capacity to engage, inspire, and enrich the life of students to develop their creative and intellectual potential.
Number two is media movement literacy approach. It attempts to expand the notion of literacy to include popular culture and multiple forms of media, music, video, internet, advertising, while still working with the print literacy tradition. It is an expanded conceptualization of literacy that includes the ability to access and analyze media messages, as well as create, reflect, and take action, using the power of information and communication to make a difference in the world.
Okay, number three, critical media literacy approach. It focuses on the ideology, critiquing, and analyzing the politics of representation of crucial dimension of gender, race, class, and sexuality, incorporating alternative media production, and expanding the textual analysis to include issues of social context and control, resistance, and pleasure. Also, critical media literacy approach requires students to analyze the text itself, as well as the rules of the creator, the audience, and the stockholders with interest in this power relationship between the creator and the audience.
Utilizing media across disciplines. Media education can be integrated in every course discipline. The following are examples of using media in different subject areas using PPPP: purpose, process, performance, product. Here are some examples. We can use our media skills in subject areas, like in English subject, writing a letter to a friend. Send it through email or chat. In Filipino, the discussion of Noli Me Tangere can be in the form of electronic visual through YouTube. In MAPE, the lesson taking care of body organ through TV segments, so on and so forth.
Assessing and evaluating media literacy work. Just like any student outputs, media-oriented work should also be evaluated to assess quality based on standards. Students need regular feedback to be able to reflect on their progress and develop mastery that would remind them that it is an important part of the course. However, for some teachers, creating assessment and evaluation tools for media education is more challenging than traditional means due to the lack of technical skills. Also, it is because media education is all about finding the right question to ask rather than learning previously determined answers. In almost any subject, the student must be assessed and evaluated in the work they do. They need regular feedback in order to understand their performance in class, namely their strengths and weaknesses, which allows them to improve their learning. The teachers with proper assessment tools for media literacy skills must be confident in implementing them in the classroom. The following are the steps in creating comprehensive assessment tools for media literacy. First, use rubrics to assess the student's work and make
Agents
students'
negotiates meaning.
expectations clear.
The meaning of any media product
beforehand.
is a collaboration
The
between
main
the producer
purpose
and
of
the
these is to
audience.
assess the student's
It can
performance
assess
or work.
students' understanding of
Second,
concept and elements
Frame
in a
student
relevant medium or
expectations within the
product.
bounds or limits in the
Media product
description
is
or
not
criteria.
complete until the audience
This
see and
refers to the
hears it.
student's performance
It is
level.
because the
It
audience
helps
creates
students
part
to
of the
understand the
meaning.
specific knowledge and skills
Although as
we
human,
must
we share
demonstrate
common traits
to
like
reach or
food,
exceed
shelter, and
proficiency.
safety, we are all individual.
Media literacy
There is
can
no
be assessed
individual
in
who
three
is
ways.
exactly the same.
First, by
We
being
have our own
based on
likes and
how well the
dislikes,
students
our own
understand
style
the
and
same
aesthetic
concept.
taste. So it's not
It
surprising
clearly
if two
refers
people
to the
look at the
conceptual
same
learning,
advertisement
which
or
enables
media
them to
product
draw from
differently.
what
Let's
they
say, for
have
example,
learned and use
two
it to
individuals
grasp
with
new
different age and
topics.
gender watch the
This
same
way helps the
advertisement at the
students to
same
develop
time.
understanding to the
The
concept
advertisement
given.
is about construction toys.
Second,
The other
by being
person,
based
a
on
female,
the depth and
find the
quality of the
advertisement
student's skills in
unworthy and
inquiry and
irrelevant.
analysis
But for
and
the male
identifying
and younger
issues and
person,
questions.
you find the
It
advertisement
develops
worthy
students'
and who
critical
wants to own
thinking
it.
because it helps students to develop
So
interpreting,
basically, how we react to
analyzing,
the same media product
evaluating,
depends
explaining, and
exactly on who
self-regulation
we are,
skills, which
our
are the core
age,
critical
gender,
thinking
and
skills.
background of
And last,
interest.
by being based on how well the students can apply his or her technical skills that depend on the medium used in the study. The strategic active engagement of the students in opportunities to learn through doing and reflection on those activities which empowers them to apply their theoretical knowledge to practice endeavors in a multitude of sitting inside or outside the classroom. However, whenever any form of media is being utilized, there should be a reflection at the end by asking students how media form has shaped their thinking, decision making, analysis, choices, values, and interrelationships.
In media skills, there are five key concepts that act as filters that any media text has to go through in order to critically respond. Number one, media are constructions. It can assess students' understanding of how media product was created and the analysis of previous belief or assumptions reflected in the content. From what I understand from the given example, media is vast and has many topics that can help a person's need. In this case, a student's need to understand a subject that he or she may have problems in, without the author's way of delicately constructing the topic in a way that it can be understood easily. The media would be filled with nothing but mismatches, not a clear indication as to what the said topic is in the said media would mean. By then, we as students should carry on this knowledge, and if we do intend to help others, we must be wise on how we can construct the topic at hand.
Number 3, media have commercial implications. Since most media production is a business, it makes profits and belongs to a powerful network of corporations that exert influence on content and distribution. It can assess students' knowledge and understanding of the commercial factors influencing the creation of media product and analysis of how media product is influenced by commercial factors or the owner. For better understanding, let's watch this video.
Media have commercial implications. Oh? Media is generally intended to benefit you, the audience, and the people who make it. There's lots of money involved in media. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Media creators understand what their audience want and create content that appeals to those audiences. That helps divide people up into different groups based on interest. Media messages can then be tailored to those interests. Creators of websites, for instance, can track where you click and what you watch. That helps them create customized personal media experiences. Social media websites group users into communities of interest, making it easier for like-minded people to connect. Despite the amount of media that surround us, there are still a relatively small number of companies that control what we watch, read, and hear. There's a commercial reason for just about everything out there.
4. Media have social and political implications. Media convey ideological messages about value, power, and authority, and they can have a significant influence on what people think and believe. It can assess students' knowledge and understanding of how this medium communicates ideas and values. For better understanding, let's watch this.
Media have social and political implications. Media doesn't just sell products and services. It can also sell values, ideas, lifestyle choices, even political candidates. Media can help to raise awareness about environmental issues or the benefit of exercise and healthy eating. It can communicate to people what's acceptable and what's not, who's trustworthy and who isn't, and who deserves our attention this week. Media can also reinforce roles and stereotypes. In that way, media has a big influence on our perception of reality. Today, thanks to social media, people like you and me have a voice too. But just remember, there's still only a handful of media creators who control most of the media we consume. Make sure you're aware of the social and political messages that media is communicating. Hey, be media smart.
Now, for the last concept is that each medium has a unique aesthetic form. There are a variety of mediums today for our media. For example, a traditional newspaper and a social media platform, Facebook. Now, these two have features or aspects that may differ itself from one another, specifically for their usage and their convenience. Now, the nature of medium, which includes its technical, commercial, and storytelling requirements, influences media content in part. This can aid students' comprehension and familiarity of the technical aspects of the media, such as the cliches, tropes, codes, and conventions of the genre.